Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Over and over again, thieves have taken the equipment some young Detroiters need to run their lawn service. Well, now the community has stepped up to try to make it right.
After a week of vaccinating 12 to 15-year-olds, Dr. Anthony Fauci is predicting when the shot could be made available for all ages.
A child surrounded by danger in the back seat of the car, which police say his father was driving drunk. Glad you're with us tonight at 11 as a Port Huron police officer came upon a man appearing to be drunk behind the wheel of a parked car. Quickly realized he was dealing with much more.
In the back seat was the man's 11-year-old son, and next to him, a loaded handgun. Jason Colthorpe live tonight with what else was found in that car. Jason.
So much, Kim, that the department tonight is crediting this officer with saving this child from a situation that very easily could have turned deadly. In the overnight hours Monday, a Port Huron police officer approaches a blue Honda Civic at a gas station on Military Street and sees a man slumped over the wheel. In the back seat, an 11-year-old boy playing with Pokemon cards and a loaded handgun on the seat next to him. Again, it was 1:30 a.m. As the officer tries to wake the man up, he makes several other disturbing discoveries. A second loaded handgun, a loaded shotgun, and a rifle with loaded magazines. The officer's body cam doesn't have sound, but you can see the man is disoriented, possibly because of what else the officer soon found: open liquor, illegal drugs, and prescription drugs. And police say the driver, 40-year-old Emery Lewis, drove all the way from North Carolina to pass out in this Marathon parking lot. He's facing 6 charges, 2 felonies and 4 misdemeanors for drugs, weapons, and driving while intoxicated, second offense with a person under 16. Now, after police took Lewis into custody, they also discovered why he drove from North Carolina all the way to Michigan, and that's because he was coming here to meet someone he had met on social media, and he did it on a suspended driver's license. Kimberly?
Oh, Jason, the 11-year-old boy, what's happening with him? Do we know?
Yes, he was taken into custody and put in care of Child Protective Services. We're told his mother has come from North Carolina and has possession of him now, and they're making their way back home. So he's okay.
Good, good. Okay, Jason, thank you.
The CDC revealing tonight just how many people ages 12 to 15 got their first vaccine dose this past week. CDC says more than 600,000 younger people got their first Pfizer dose in the first week of eligibility. Dr. Anthony Fauci says we should have enough information by late 2021 or early 2022 to vaccinate children of any age. We're going to hear more from Dr. Fauci coming up in a few minutes. In Michigan, meanwhile, 56.5% now of Michiganders 16 and older have received at least one vaccine dose. Today, the state reporting 1,271 new cases of coronavirus and 83 additional deaths.
President Biden visiting the Ford Rouge plant in Dearborn today to tout his plans for the future of the auto industry. The president's infrastructure plan includes more than $100 billion for electric battery production, charging stations, and transportation. He says it could create thousands of jobs and help the U.S. catch up to China in research and development.
The future of the auto industry is electric. There's no turning back. The real question is whether we'll lead or we'll fall behind in the race to the future, or whether we'll build these vehicles and the batteries that go in them here in the United States or rely on other countries.
The president's visit comes as Ford prepares to unveil its electric F-150. President Biden took one for a test drive after he spoke. Well, while the president toured the Ford plant, protesters marched over the conflict between Israel and Palestine. Pro-Palestinian leaders called for President Biden to do more to help end the violence. Jewish leaders are also calling for peace. Meanwhile, bombing continues in the Middle East. Video shows Israeli artillery being fired toward Gaza. One of the strikes hit a huge paint factory, causing a massive fire. Today, Palestinians went on strike, closing businesses and schools. A source tells the Associated Press that privately, the Biden administration has told Israel to bring the bombings to an end. Israelis say it's possible it could happen in a matter of days.
People receiving unemployment benefits from the state will soon need to show they are actively looking for work. So-called work search requirement is going to be reinstated on May 30th. Claimants will have to have at least one work search activity for each week that they qualify for benefits. The state has no plan, by the way, to end a $300 weekly federal supplement that is currently going to about 860,000 jobless Michiganders.
All right, turning our focus to the weather, and it's time to get used to these temperatures in the 80s.
They're kind of taking over right now, Ben.
Yeah, I got the windows open, and it is very apparent that we have turned the corner. Even tonight, temperatures pleasant, but they are going to get warm quickly. Starting tomorrow, we're going to hit the 80s. Let's go right to the 4-zone forecast, and we'll count the number of 80s that are going to show up. A lot of those are going to be in the metro zone tomorrow. 80, 81 will be the numbers that we're expecting there. Officially right at 80 at the airport. Some upper 70s in the south zone, but inland areas will touch 80. A little bit cooler out towards the lake there in Monroe County. West zone, a lot of upper 70s. If you're closer to 275, good chance you're going to hit 80 tomorrow, including Ypsi, which did it today as well. And some places in the north zone got to 80 this afternoon, but tomorrow we'll keep it to 80 right around M59, otherwise mid to upper 70s. And that big trough out in the west continues to dig. So as those temperatures get colder, that just boosts the ridge there in the eastern half of the U.S., and that's why we're expecting all the heat. So if you thought 80s were nice, look at this. 88 by Friday and Saturday. 2 records in jeopardy this weekend. We'll talk more about how long this is going to last and the rain that could be coming with it in just a few minutes, guys.
Okay, Ben, thank you. A North Carolina prosecutor says sheriff's deputies were justified and will not face charges for shooting and killing Andrew Brown Jr. The deadly shooting happened in April as deputies tried to arrest Brown on drug charges. District Attorney Andrew Womble played body cam video showing what he says is Brown driving at deputies using his car as a weapon before deputies shot him. The district attorney says 3 deputies involved will be reinstated and retrained. Brown's family disagrees with the decision. They want the entire video released.
DA Womble selected certain portions of that video that he thought supported his narrative. We have not seen the entire video. And we've seen portions of the video, only 19 minutes or so. And we came to the exact opposite conclusion that he did.
The full video will not be released unless a judge orders it be made public. The family is hoping the Justice Department investigates.
We have learned more about the death of a Commerce Township woman whose husband was arrested at their home yesterday. An autopsy shows 59-year-old Tatiana Bouchard died from knife wounds to the neck. The manner of death has been ruled a homicide. The victim was found on a bathroom floor during a welfare check by Oakland County deputies. This was at the Maple Crossing subdivision near West Maple and Beck. We're told Bouchard was an administrative assistant in Novi Community Schools, where she had worked for 30 years. Her husband is in the Oakland County Jail tonight. Charges are expected to come as soon as tomorrow.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell signals his opposition to a congressional commission into the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. He has reservations about whether it would interfere with ongoing criminal cases and if the commission would be truly bipartisan. 10 GOP senators would need to support it for the bill to pass. The bill is expected to pass the House this week. It would create a bipartisan commission similar to the 9/11 Commission to investigate why the riot happened and how it could be prevented.
Dr. Fauci weighing in on the possibility of a 3rd wave of COVID cases, and he's making a guarantee. We'll have that just ahead.
Plus, it's the traffic stop you have to see to believe. Police say this driver was asleep at the wheel for miles and speeding, but something stopped him from crashing.
I actually cried.
I nearly did too after he told me about that call. Tonight, a really great update on a terrific group of boys.